And the Department of Foreign Affairs says Chinese construction activities in contested areas in the West Philippine Sea are a concern for the country. At the same time, Foreign Affairs spokesman Charles Jose described as provocative any unilateral action in the area that infringes on the country's sovereignty. The DFA statement comes in the wake of aerial surveillance photos that show the Philippine-claimed reef being transformed into an artificial island by China. Mike Cohen with this report.
Vietnam's leadership has raised its concern over an oil rig in its territory.
Nhất là vụ hạ đặt trái phép giàn khoan Hải Dương 981.
China's illegal placement of the oil rig and deployment of escort vessels to protect the rig deep into Vietnam's continental shelf and exclusive economic zone seriously threatens peace, stability, and maritime security.
Using scientific positioning from global positioning satellites, the Vietnamese Coast Guard is monitoring the movements of the Chinese oil rig and its continued entry and presence in territory that Vietnam says is within its economic zone. China, however, says these locations are also their territory, as they claim the areas around the South China Sea. Clashes at sea like these have continued to be the norm for China when dealing with Vietnam in its territorial dispute with the ASEAN neighbor of the Philippines. Vietnamese reaction has been strong. Factories owned by Chinese were burned a month ago, and protests turned violent at times. China has increasingly become more aggressive in its territorial disputes. Recently, when a Japanese self-defense force maritime patrol aircraft was looking into an exercise between Russian and Chinese, China dispatched jet fighters that came within 50 meters of Japanese patrol planes. Tension is high in both the southeast and other parts of seas that China claims as theirs. Off of Palawan, this is what they are planning. It is an extensive floating city, practically beside an island that they are building. The artificial islands are being dredged from sand, piled onto reefs. Soon, the Chinese say this will exist. China is not responding to criticism, saying the territory is their own, even if the rest of the world views it differently.
Countries that strengthen military alliances against a third party do not benefit regional security.
Chinese President Xi Jinping's comments came just as President Aquino was attending Naval Day activities in Palawan. The activities are also seen as a way of expanding the Cunanan Naval Station into a major facility on the Philippine Sea to provide the Philippines and its allies a chance to train together and operate close to where they're needed in order to be able to defend Philippine territory. Overall, China is even complaining about these events within territories of another country. For NewsLife, Mike Cohen, PTV News.